Hello everyone. How are you guys this evening? So I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to start this video. I've been wanting to talk to you guys for a couple of days, and I've been trying to figure out how to start this video, and I'm just going to start it and hope for the best. So I hope y'all like it. But it's something that's been on my mind for a couple of days. We actually went to my husband's cousin's funeral on Saturday. And one of the pastors that was up speaking actually asked a question. He asked, are you thriving or are you surviving? And that's a question I had to really think about. So I looked up the words. Thriving means do well and are successful, healthy, or strong. Prosper, do well, flourish, or increase. Surviving means continuing to live or exist, especially after a difficult or threatening situation. So, I was surviving for years. I didn't even know, well, I was surviving. I knew I was surviving, but I didn't know the definition of what was going on with me until he asked the question the other day, and I really got to thinking about it. And it's something to really think about, especially at our age. You know, I'm big on this age thing because I'm looking at people that are that's my age and older that are seriously just surviving, just waiting for God to call them home instead of enjoying their life, you know. And like I said, for years I was surviving, just waiting for the next devastating event to happen. Because there was a lot of them. You know, I told you about all of my marriages and everything. There was a lot of the things that happened that we will eventually get to that I don't mind talking about or answering questions about. Right now I am surviving. I feel like I'm successful at what I do at work and at home. I'm healthy and strong. I'm flourishing as a woman, wife, mother, sister, cousin, and friend to everybody that I can be. Most of all, I'm just happy. I'm happy with my life. And that's something I never thought I would get a chance to truly say. You know, just complete happiness without saying but, and if. I don't have to put those words in there anymore. And that's a wonderful thing. I was at peace most of the time, but I was never just truly happy. So it took a lot of things. It took a lot for me to get to this place. You know, a lot of lessons learned, a lot of lessons that were turned into blessings. I survived a lot. My question right now to myself is, did my children survive or are they thriving? You know, because I finally, after all these years, am thriving, and I know what it means completely now. But I have to wonder about my children, you know, because of things that they saw me do, things that they saw me go through. And it was like 5 children in the house. We raised each other. I had my oldest at 16 and my youngest at 21, 4 children. So we grew up together, literally. You know, my daughter that I had at 18, the second oldest, she was the mother of the house and still try to talk to me like I'm her child. but you know, I have talked to my children and asked them, hey, you know, sometimes I wonder if they are angry with me, if they're mad at me, and I've asked them, and no, they're not. They were there. We got through it together. You know, they let me know that they're okay, and I thank God for that, because I've seen so many things lately where children are hating their parents and disrespecting them and talking about how they raised them and how they grew up and how they wish they had did better by them. And I'm like, I did the best I knew how, you know, and my children didn't have everything. They had what they needed and they were happy. You know, now if they had grew up in the times that are now, it would have been probably a totally different story. So, but I do worry about them. They say that I'm overprotective sometimes. I ask too many questions. I get in their business. But the one thing I can tell you is that they love me and we can talk about anything. And I thank God for that. And they don't bite their tongue. They tell me what they think and what they feel, and whether I like it or not. They are my children, and I thank God for them. You know, but I just want to get on here and say hello and talk to you. You guys think about that. Think about that question. Are you thriving or are you surviving? Don't sit around waiting for God to call you home. Enjoy every minute. The older you get, thank God that you got that much more time to do something to enjoy your life. If that makes any sense. Well, you guys have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon.